Hello guys, Rob1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video / late Yu-Gi-Oh video because I forgot to make a video yesterday. So you're essentially either getting this on the Friday, the day it should be out, or on the Saturday, the day after, because of I essentially forgot to make a video. I'm sorry guys. If this video is late, I'm sorry. If it's on time, I'm still sorry because I forgot to make a video because I made the promo reaction video, then I just forgot completely that I need to make a video. And yeah, so today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is a little bit late, and I'm sorry for that. But yeah, guys, today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is basically Yu-Gi-Oh Good or Bad, a segment on my channel where I talk about cards that can be considered good and bad, and basically talk about their good traits and their bad traits to give you an idea of what the deck can cut, of what the card is, and if it's a good card or a bad card. And I usually have that on a rating of in between, like good, okay, meh, and stuff like that. But yeah. So that's essentially what we're doing today, and today's card we're going to be talking about is Traptrick, a new normal trap card coming out in Soul Fusion that essentially is, the effect is, banish one normal trap card from your deck except Traptrick, and if you do, set one card with the same name directly from your deck. First part of the effect, it can only activate, it can be activated this turn. You can resolve it the turn that you set it. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can only activate one trap card. You can only activate one Traptrick per turn. So that's the effect. Now, obviously from the effect, there are good points and there are bad points to this card. And that's what we're here to talk about, because if we don't talk about this, then we won't know if the card is good or bad, and we won't be able to have a basic discussion on if the card will be able to be good or the card will be bad. And that's essentially what I'm here for. So let's get into this. So, first of all, let's get into the good points of the card. The good points of the card, there's quite a few. Now, the first good point, it directly sets the card from your deck. And being able to set the card directly from your deck means it's able to avoid hand traps. And why is avoiding hand traps really good? Well, let's look at the hand traps that we could avoid with this one card. First, we can avoid Ash Blossom, a very good hand trap that is ran in every deck because it says negate adding cards from deck to hand, or anything from deck to field, or graveyard even. Very good card, don't you think, being able to avoid this sort of thing. It avoids Drone Lockbird. Oh, you set a trap directly from your deck? Very good, because now you're able to use that trap card in any way, shape or form that you want to, and you won't have to worry about what your opponent does. And what else can it... Well, it doesn't really avoid anything else but other than that. But those are two very good hand traps that this card can avoid. So that's a very good point to begin with, because it doesn't add the card to the hand. It just directly sets it onto the board, like a Metal Foes or Marionetta in Altergeist or anything like that. That's the first good point. So, and now let's go on to the second good point, because there are more good points as well. We'll just keep rolling on. So, the second good point is this card brings consistency to pretty much all normal trap-based cards and decks that revolve around trap-based cards. Now, what decks can we look at right away that would be able to utilize this? Well, let's look at it. 1. Altergeist. Altergeist can utilize this card to set the normal trap cards that they play in their deck to the board. What normal trap cards do they play, you say? Because they're mainly playing Floodgates most of the time? Well, TT, Mind Crush, any bottomless or trap hole that they're playing. Like, any card that is a normal trap card or even manifestation, you can set directly from your deck with this card, which is really good because it gives you the ability to search out your Call of the Haunted, a TT if your opponent wants to be cheeky and say, I'm a continuously summon, so screw you, and Mind Crush to essentially go, oh, you added this card to your hand, well, I'm just going to Mind Crush it away as soon as you add it to your hand, because you can just go, oh, Traptrick, set Mind Crush effect, so get rid of the card in hand. Pretty good, don't you think? Giving consistency to that trap deck. Another trap deck that gains consistency for this card is Paleo. Paleo being that you can set every Paleo trap in the game with this card. All of the Paleos are normal trap cards, so this gives consistency to every Paleo trap in the game. And obviously the same with like Bottomless TT, anything like even Reckless Greed, you can just get a +2 instantly, giving consistency to that area as well. Another deck that this game gives consistency to. Stun. Oh, I need to get to a trap card like Mind Crush, TT, Bottomless, anything like that. Oh look, I can just activate Traptricks and get to them. So you're seeing a pattern, aren't you, that a lot of these decks just revolve around trap-based cards, and that's what this card does. It gives these decks consistency to be able to get to these normal trap cards that they might not be able to search commonly, and gives you the ability to do that, which is very good. Sure, you're banishing a copy of the card, but that really isn't a bad point, because you're basically deck fitting 2 cards to get to the 1 card and gain a search in general. So essentially you're not losing anything in the process to begin with, and that's really good when you think about it. Just being able to give the deck consistency through a trap card to gain more trap cards that you're also allowed to activate the trap card the turn you set, which is another good point. You can activate the trap card that you set with this card the turn you set it, which is a very good point, because if you weren't able to activate the trap the turn you set it, then this card would just be an inherently bad card. This card would not be decent at all, and this card would just be bin worthy in my opinion. So looking at it from that, this card has some good points. 1, it dodges all hand traps. 2, it gives consistency to every normal trap card in the game, decks including Autogeist, Traptricks, Autogeist, Paleo, and Stun in general. And it also gives the ability to activate that set card trap the turn you set it, which is a very good card in general for that effect. So that's the good points of the card. Now obviously this also has synergy in all the trap decks, which is another good point, but those are the good points that I wanted to mention. Now let's talk about the bad points. Now the first bad point that is obvious on this card, it's a trap card. Trap cards are inherently slow. You have to wait your 1 turn to be able to activate this card. Now, obviously that isn't a very big of a bad point, because you're able to activate the trap you set that turn, but still, it being a trap card leaves it susceptible to a lot of things. It leaves it susceptible to stuff like Night Beam, which obviously if you Night Beam this, it's not a big problem, but it's still susceptible to it. It's susceptible to stuff like Twin Twister, Heavy Storm Duster, anything like that. And in the end phase, if this gets MST'd, you're just screwed to begin with. So it has the slow factor of being a trap. That is a very bad point. Now, obviously having its effect does kind of raise it a bit, but in general, having that trap, having the ability to just say no to this card before you can even activate or resolve it, is a big problem, and that's why Traptrick does have that bad point. Being a trap card is very inherently slow, and that is a problem for it at times, which is why I wanted to mention that. Now, you can obviously get around that bad point by activating it during the draw phase or something like that to avoid stuff like Night Beam, but I still have to say the fact, because like even if you do, your opponent can just chain to the card that you set and just get rid of it, which is another bad point. The card that you set, sure, you can activate the turn you set it, but if it's not a card that you can activate right away, such as Mind Crush that you can activate right away, it can be easily MST'd, Twin Twisted, or Heavy Storm Dusted, as I said previously. These cards are very susceptible to these cards, so if it's not a normal trap card that you can activate like Mind Crush right off the bat, it is not going to work quite very easily for you, and it's not going to get you anywhere, which is a big problem for this card in general as well. And those are just 2 bad points that revolve around it being a trap card. Like, it's very slow inherently, and if it's a trap card that you set that isn't able to activate right away, then it can just be Twin Twisted away, Heavy Storm Dusted away. And in general, you could even set something like Waking the Dragon to be able to use this card, and then then your opponent knows that you've got the Waking the Dragon, and they're not going to hit the Waking the Dragon. Do you get what I mean? This is the problem with the card. Like, it does good things, but it also has a lot of bad points to that good thing as well, where you're not getting a lot if you do very little. And another bad point to this card is you're only able to activate 1 trap card after this resolves. So sure, if you are going to activate this and you're playing Floodgates, you would be like, oh, I'm just going to flip all my Floodgates beforehand and just be able to activate anything I want. But the fact that you can only activate 1 trap card after this card resolves is a big issue, because say that you have multiple trap cards that you need to be able to use after you resolve this card, but you're unable to use them because you activated this card. That is a very big issue with the card. And I get that you need that restriction on the card because of you're able to just directly set any normal trap from your deck, but that is a problem with the card that can be very, very detrimental to you and can hurt you very much. And being that as it may, like, there are these this is a bad point to the card, and with this bad point it can actually give you a lot of detrimental, be very detrimental to your plays and how you go about it. Sorry if I'm looking away, I'm just getting something real quick. But like, having that problem in general, having that thing that can just stop you from being able to do anything in the game can just be such a big issue that if it actually happens, you're gonna lose the game because of it. But guys, those are the points that I wanted to make. Like, obviously the good points, it gives consistency, dodges hand traps, and obviously can get any normal trap from the deck, which gives consistency to every normal trap, which is very, very good. And there's other points to it as well that also helps with that. But there's also the bad points where it's very susceptible to MST if it's not a normal trap card that can be used right away. You lose a lot if your opponent has a way to out the card. Plus, if you can only be able to activate one trap card after you resolve this card, can be a very big issue. So what do I personally think of this card? What is my personal opinion? Well, my personal opinion of this card, I have to say, is I think it's okay. I honestly think it goes in the spectrum of being okay over bad. Like, it's nowhere near bad, it's good, it's close to good, but the fact that you can't activate anything after you resolve this card, you can't do anything with, if you get MST the card that gets set, you're not going to be able to use anything, so you're normally going to be wanting to set stuff like Compulse or Altergeist, or an Altergeist manifestation to be able to gain those additional effects, and it just gets rid of everything else, which is a problem. But the card can give you consistency for every normal trap in the game. The card can give you the ability to play any normal trap card in the game, and the fact that it dodges hand traps and just gives you the consistency factor, I feel like this card is an okay card. It's not a good card, but it's a very okay card. Honestly, it's borderline good. Because you're able to activate the card it's set, because you're able to use you're able to search it with the relative ease. Easy boys. And because of all of that, I just feel the card is an okay card. It's very close to being good, but my opinion, you know what, we're gonna put it in the middle of okay. We're gonna put it in okay/good. Good, or good A, good A, something like that. But yeah, guys, what do you personally think of Traptrick? Do you think Traptrick is a good card? Do you think it's a bad card? Personally, I feel like it's a decent card, somewhere in between okay and good. But yeah, what is your personal opinion on this, guys? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's good? I want to hear your comments in the comment section below to hear your thoughts and opinions and everything like that. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Don't forget to comment on this video telling me your thoughts on Traptrick. If you enjoyed the video, don't tell me that in the comment section below as well. If you also liked the video, don't forget to like the video. If you want to subscribe for more good content in the future, don't forget to press the subscribe button. And also, guys, don't forget to press the notification button to be notified of any of my Yu-Gi-Oh videos or streams that I do, which are normally at 8 PM Thursday UK time. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Robot1 signing out. You're about to get Traptricked, and I'm about to get every trap card in the game. Later, guys. Robot1 signing out. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And check out the links in the description for the previous video, and the link to my Facebook page where you can see previous videos that I've posted there, and any other information that I may have posted there. I hope to see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.